continues to be extremely, extremely valuable. Whether or not we shall be on the same tour.
Olwaleero His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu oluvannyuma lw'okuwummulamuko ku ntambula ze asazeewo okugenda ku 93.3 KFM enjiri yagitambulizeeko awo ate esaasaanire ku ggwanga Uganda kubanga tukimanyi bulungi nti okutambula ddamu ng'ennaku z'omwezi nnyo omwezi guno gwennyini ng'agenda mu bitundu bya Eastern Uganda eyo gy'anaasinziira okubonyesa enjiri y'ekibiina n'okukunga bannayuganda okwongera okwebeereramu n'okulwanirira obuwanguzi bwabwe bwe bawangula 2021. Ono olwaleero abadde ku KFM ng'agezaako kuyisaawo obubaka ng'ategeeza nti okuva 2021 lwe twawangula akalulu ka pulezidenti bannayuganda okubonaabona kubeeyongedde si lwakuba nti kubeeyongedde nti embeera gye tulimu eya Uganda nti oba oliawo yeezibuwadde nedda bannayuganda tebakyatuusibwako services oluvannyuma lw'okubeera nti abakulu bakimanyi bulungi nti tebaabawa bululu kaakati nabo bakola buli kye bakola nga bagezaako okulumya bannayuganda nti lwaki temwatuwagira ne muwagira His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu kyova olaba nti kino bakikola kagenderere okwesasuza ku bannayuganda kati ensimbi zonna eziva mu misolo gy'eggwanga ezandibadde zikola ku bintu ebiruma eggwanga Uganda bo bazissa mu nsawo yaabwe kubanga bakimanyi nti kaseera buseera bannayuganda bayinza okubeefuulira ne babafuumula mu ntebe gye bataabalonderamu kyova olaba nti kati buli munnayuganda akola ky'okola fuba kulaba nti weegobyeko otya gavumenti etayagala munnansi tulabe nga tusobola okwereetera gavumenti netwagaliza ebirungi neekola ng'ekolera Uganda so si kwekusanga bba abantu abali mu gavumenti bano ab'olwaleero bo bakitulaze lwatu nti kati bo beefaako bokka na bokka tebalumirirwa munnayuganda kiri gye tuli bannayuganda okukwatira awamu ne tumanya nti ekimala kimala twetaaga obuweereza bwa gavumenti twetaaga enguudo ennungi twetaaga amasomero amalungi agalabikako twetaaga amalwaliro omuntu gy'onoogenda ng'osobola okufuna obujjanjabi obumatiza so sigana ag'olwaliro nti ne panado wakiri omusanga mu ddwaliro taliyo ne bakusindika omugula ku famasi zaabwe. Bino bye bitanudde Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu addemu atambula eggwanga Uganda abibuulire bannayuganda nti kati ffe tulina okwerwanako si kutuula wamu ne tulowooza nti waliwo omuntu agenda okujja tulwanirire abanalwanirira Uganda okugikyusa tebalina kuva ku mwezi tulina kubeera ffeffe nnyini nga tulaba ebyo ebigenda mu maaso naffe tulina okunyiiga ne tumanya nti Uganda weeri si weerina okuba. Bino Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu abyogeredde ku KFM era nsaba buli munnayuganda tubiwulirize ate tubiteeke mu nkola ebigambo ebyo byaba tugambye ng'omukulembeze waffe.
Of the vote a few months later it was kicked off. You know, Bongo in Gabon was overthrown a few days ago, claimed that he had victory. You know, Museveni himself, having switched off the internet, having his opponents in prison, in the graves, and having me, his main challenger, under house arrest, declared himself winner. You know, you saw the kind of election that we went through. So it would be really dishonest for anybody to say that General Museveni won. If it's a competition of killing and usurping the voice of the people, he might have, temporarily won it, but not a moral contestation, not in a democratic contestation. So Museveni did not win. Museveni is not the legitimate president of Uganda. And we all know that, and he knows that.
Would you blame Ugandans? Because, for a long time, the opposition, you've been saying this is what ought to be done. You're not offering solutions to the Ugandans. Ugandans have reached a point where they feel they are tired. They're tired of the same rhetoric that is preached by all the opposition leaders in this country. What solutions do you have for the people of Uganda?
Ugandans have been tired for a long time. But the tiredness continues to build, and many more people keeping awakened. Take myself, for example.
But in the process they're getting tired. They no longer believe in these elections that are taking place, meaning you have the same dictator that you want to
and I'll give you one example. I was speaking to one of my friends, President Chilema of Zambia. He had been making an effort 5 times to unseat Lungu, who had, entrenched himself so much. I asked him, how do you keep the people coming back again and again to try on? And this is what he had to say to me. He asked, have the problems gone away? I said, no. Have the challenges gone away? I said no. Have the reasons that made people rise and want change gone away? I said no. Then he said people will not stop. People will never stop until the change comes.
When will this come, Mr. Chagwani? We've seen your mentor, Beskiza Besje, come up with a number of strategies.
Yes.
But they have all failed to work. So what alternative are you going to tell the Ugandans that it will actually work and they believe in you and we actually see it working?
The black people in America and all over the world were enslaved for 400 years. 400 years. But slavery came to an end. We were colonized for way beyond 70 years. Colonialism came to an end, although it keeps creeping back through these dictators that are used by the West, but it fell, okay? Dictatorships fall. There was Mobutu Sese Seko, you know how long he ruled the people of Congo. He fell. There was Muammar Gaddafi. He fell after 42 years. They always fall. The point is not giving up, okay? We are not going to be dampened by how long we've struggled. In fact, the length that we have struggled is more reason that we should not give up. So much sacrifice has been given in. You know, we've lost so many people trying to free ourselves. The only thing that we can do not to betray them is not to give up. One of my biggest aspirations is to ensure that people don't give up, so that one day some Ugandans will look at us and say, because of the People Power movement, we did not give up. Because of that man called Chagulanyi, we didn't give up. Because of this and that, we didn't give up. So we must make sure that people don't give up. You know, there's going to be so much frustration. You're going to see many of our colleagues sell out, you know, because not everybody has the same resilience. Everybody has a breaking point. Our duty is to make sure we extend the breaking point of the people of Uganda, because the dictatorship is not growing any younger itself.
Mr. Chagulany, the opposition yourself is breaking apart. We have seen you, the opposition, try several, attempts to come together, present just a joint candidate, but it has failed. And you keep telling this man a dictator that you want to oust, but you, even the opposition, cannot unite with one voice, have a joint candidate. We have seen attempts, TDA, IPC, name them. We continue to see wrangles within parties. Your own party, NUP, we hear reports of internal wrangles within your own party. We have been seeing the FDC itself. We have seen the DP, the UPC. It's official. Their marriage was already legalized with the NRM. But we continue to see this infighting within the opposition party. So why are you preaching something that you yourselves as the opposition cannot hold so dear? As opposition leaders that are representing us, the people.
I want you to know that the people of Uganda, first and foremost, they represent themselves. And we did not show up as a political party. We showed up as a collection of the people of Uganda. And we are the People Power Movement before we are NUP. And it's important not to reduce the aspirations of the people of Uganda to particular political parties or to individual politicians. Because when you attach the aspirations of Uganda and reduce them to particular politicians, when those politicians sell out, they will want to make it seem like the people of Uganda have sold out. No, they've not. Yes, there have been efforts on unity. Way before I threw in my heart into the political arena. Many of them have failed and many have registered some success. The question is not giving up. When we rose to the occasion to awaken the people, we wanted to awaken people, not political parties. We know that many politicians sell out and many more will sell out. But when Museveni buys one politician, does not mean that he has solved the reasons that caused people to rise up. Yes, it has been his strategy to deny people leadership, to compromise those that people have trust in, from religious leaders to cultural leaders, political leaders, and other special interest groupings. But that does not offer any solution because the poverty continues to skyrocket.
So, Mr. Chagulany, yours is a heart of stone, I should say, that cannot be broken, that cannot be sold out. Because, we've seen I would say, the revered opposition politicians that many admired in the times, the likes of Norbert Mao and all that, who I should say have sold out. So what makes you different? What makes you think you can't sell out? Because I'm looking at the tensions that are within your own movement, the NUP.
I don't want to look at myself as a special case. I will look at the idea that we represent as a special case. People don't support me because of me as the individual. They support me and my team because of the idea that we represent, the idea that never dies, you know. And I've said it many times, I'll say it again today, that even me, myself, if I started changing my words and left the idea that made people support me massively, they would very happily support anybody else that represents those ideas. So it is not the individuals. That's why people are very quick to dump any politician that, you know, that sells out to the dictatorship, and they move on. And the people of Uganda, one thing that we've been able to successfully achieve is massive awakening. Our people are not asleep anymore. They cannot be fooled anymore. They know that it is upon them to take the charge themselves, not any politicians. You gave a good example of Norbert Mao. Norbert Mao used to be very inspirational to us when we were children, when he was the president of Makerere, when he used to be such an inspiration to me.
They say sometimes you have to work with the government if you're to have your inspirations come to reality.
That's him. But Norbert Mao keeps changing his words. He's the same person that said that when you are paid to be stupid, then your intelligence ceases to matter. It's the same Norbert Mao who said that General Museveni, he will only work with you if he can use you as a wheelbarrow. Those were the words of Norbert Mao, the same Norbert Mao now that is bootlicking General Museveni. But like I said, Museveni appeals to two things. He appeals to either your sense of fear or your sense of greed, you know. So some of those people that we used to respect so much maybe reached their breaking point in terms of greed and fear, and that's what they turned into. It's unfortunate, of course, with all due respect, I know that those people have their weaknesses, but we are preaching to the people of Uganda to evoke their own strength. We are telling them not to believe in us, not to believe in any politician, but to believe in their ability to change their country. Themselves shall embrace the opportunity and work together. I will not tell you what we plan to do together with Dr. Kizza Besigye, but please know that there's so much that we plan to do together because we still believe in this unity.
Mr. Chagba, many people, many scholars have zeroed to the fact that the opposition in Uganda has failed because we are limiting the struggle to individuals. That's whole individualism syndrome. And we tend to neglect the ideas that would have actually taken us to a new chapter, to a new page.
Well, they're partially right. But of course, those intellectuals sometimes, me, I don't like them. Because they talk and talk and talk, and many of them just talk to discourage. And then they go back to their comfort zones. Meanwhile, the nation is rotting. And the same talkers, in most cases, they talk just to discourage. They have not done nothing. They don't do anything. They are the intellectuals that we thought would save us, but they have not. I mean, look at me. I came from my dancehall, and because the so-called lawyers, the elites, the intellectuals, were just there. If they are not seated and comfortably, you know, enjoying their lives, they are discouraging. If they're not working for the regime, then they are discouraging the small efforts that common people like myself are trying to do to save this country. So those so-called analysts and intellectuals, for me, kebandia. However, I'll say that many of them tend to speak the truth, although they speak it not in good faith. Yes, it's true that many times we failed to come together. But they should help us come together, not just criticize, castigate, demoralize, and leave it at that. This country belongs to all of us.